Hey K-popers, and welcome back to Hallyu. This week we're talking about a truly incredible story, that of the 5-member boy group A.C.E. This deep dive was graciously sponsored by patron Alex Randia, and I'm so glad she did because there's so many different aspects to their journey as a boy group. We'll start by looking at their very unique beginnings as a group that laid the foundation for their success, and then talk about their rookie era, including their time on 2 different survival shows. Next, we'll talk about their continuous rise to fame as global chart toppers, and then finally, we'll see how they become leaders in the industry through their authentic approach to their music. Before we get started, I want to quickly thank Hallyu's honorary producers. If you want to show off your bias group here, share your picks in weekly videos, and join a vibrant Discord community with watch parties, custom emoji, and more, all you need to do is support Hallyu on Patreon. Now, we're going to spend a lot more time than usual talking about A.C.E.'s origin story to start this deep dive off, because I think looking back you can see how much of this group's success and journey ties back to before they even debuted. And there's 2 aspects to this, the first one being the stories of the individual members, and the second being the group's beginnings as a whole. So first, the members. A.C.E. has the 5 members Jun, Donghoon, Wow, Byungkwon, and Chan, and they all have their own unique journeys in pre-debut. Jun initially started his time as a trainee at Jellyfish Entertainment, actually training alongside VIX before he moved to CJ E&M. He also made an appearance on the Mnet show I Can See Your Voice, where he played Kangta's lookalike. Donghoon started out by competing on the show Superstar K5, after which he also joined CJ E&M as a trainee. During this time as a trainee, he also appeared on that same show I Can See Your Voice and impressed a lot of people. The third member, Wow, had a similar trajectory to Jun, but he started his trainee days at YG Entertainment, where he trained alongside the boy group Winner. He would later transfer to CJ E&M too. Byungkwon and Chan were both trainees at JYP Entertainment before joining A.C.E., with Byungkwon also participating in the first season of K-Pop Star and being eliminated in the final round of casting. So as you can see, we've already got a huge variety of backgrounds built into A.C.E., with members who've been at Jellyfish, YG, and JYP. But what's even more impressive and important about their pre-debut era is how A.C.E. really got their start in terms of activities. That's because A.C.E. started building up their following in a very unique way, by busking in the happening district of Hongdae in Seoul. Hongdae is one of the places for nightlife in the city, with plenty of nearby universities making it a hub for youth to have a night out on the town. And what better way to have that fun than watching A.C.E.? The 5 boys were seriously impressive. Here's a quick compilation of some of their incredible work on the streets of Hongdae. Now, without spoiling too much, we'll definitely revisit this busking more later on, but it absolutely did more than just get the group's name out there with K-pop fans. In fact, in a May 2019 interview, A.C.E.'s leader Jun said this about their busking: "It was also a great learning experience for us. We learned to handle unexpected situations during performances and how to communicate with the crowd." And with that experience, it was time for A.C.E. to finally debut and start their impressive journey as K-pop artists. A.C.E. made their official debut on May 23, 2017 with the debut single album Cactus. Cactus was a very intense hardcore song, having been produced by Zoobeater Sound. The album reached number 24 on the Gaon Albums chart, but despite their popularity on the streets of Hongdae and the quality of the song, it only managed to sell about 900 copies. Nevertheless, the boys followed that up with another single called Callin', which featured another high-energy beat and captivating visual effects in the MV. But then the group and their label Beat Interactive did something pretty interesting just a week after that October 2017 release. The 5 A.C.E. members all joined survival shows. Chan and Jun both joined the KBS show The Unit, while Byungkwon, Donghoon, and Wow, aka Kim Se-yoon, joined the JTBC show Mix 9. On The Unit, both members' talents shined, and out of the 63 contestants, Jun made it to the second to last elimination at number 21, while Chan actually made the group UNB at number 9. Chan would promote with UNB for about 8 months from April 2018 to January 2019. On the other show, Mix 9, the A.C.E. members once again excelled. Among a competition of 170 trainees, all 3 of them made it to the final episode, with Wow being eliminated in the top 18 and Byungkwon and Donghoon finishing 4th and 8th respectively, making the group. In an interesting turn of events though, YG Entertainment unexpectedly cancelled the debut of that boy group, meaning Byungkwon and Donghoon could return to focusing 100% on A.C.E.'s activities. It does make you wonder though, who knows how different this deep dive would have been if that debut never got cancelled by YG. Now, A.C.E. were well aware of the short hiatus they had been on during that 6 months or so where they competed on the 2 survival shows, and they rewarded their fans for their patience and support with a special single called Star in completion. This song was vastly different from their first two, with a low-key melody being driven by strong vocals, and it really conveyed the boys' authentic selves and their genuine gratefulness for their fans. Just 3 months later, and A.C.E were already back with a repackaged album, Adventures in Wonderland, and its title track, Take Me Higher. Though Chun was absent from this comeback due to his UNB promotions, the song delivered a delightfully lighthearted summer vibe, and the group saw huge returns on their time on the survival shows. Adventures in Wonderland sold just shy of 20,000 copies, a huge jump from their first two single albums, and it charted as high as 6th. And as we're about to see, that jump was the start of a trend that would continue through many comebacks. A.C.E laid the foundation to become a great boy group in that rookie era, and over the course of 2019 and 2020, they worked very hard becoming bigger, better, and more successful with each new release. This started with their second EP, Undercover, and its eponymous title track, which dropped on May 17, 2019. In my opinion, this was a huge evolutionary step for the group in many ways. It was by far their highest quality MV to date, the song was incredibly well composed with fresh new rock influences mixed into the chorus, and the boys also began incorporating androgynous styles and fashions into their video like these leather outfits. A.C.E saw another 50% jump in sales with this release, proving to the boys that their style and approach to their music was really resonating with the public. Just 5 months later, they were back with their next EP, Undercover, The Mad Squad, and its lead single, Savage. With this song, A.C.E just kept leveling up their skill, and once again they saw their hard work rewarded with an extra 10,000 in sales over Undercover. Like with basically every other group in K-pop, the pandemic threw a wrench into a lot of plans that A.C.E had, but even still, the boys came back in September of 2020 with my personal favorite song of theirs, Favorite Boys. This song is just so epic, and the choreography suits the beat in the chorus so perfectly. It's one of those songs where it's just impossible to not get hyped while you're listening to it. And I clearly wasn't the only one who loved it, as not only did it again give A.C.E a huge bump in sales, but rapper Thutmose and Steve Aoki collaborated with the group to make a remix of the song this past January. At this point, A.C.E were garnering more and more attention with each comeback, and in February of this year, it came out that Swing Entertainment would actually begin co-managing the group with Beat Interactive. Though that name may not be familiar to all of you, Swing actually has a lot of experience managing the Produce 101 series group, and they're actually also co-managing Kepler. With this move, A.C.E.'s broadcast game definitely leveled up as Swing started managing that specifically. After an adorable collab with Gray in the form of the song Down, it was time for A.C.E.'s crown jewel to emerge, the EP Siren Dawn and its title track Higher. This comeback really felt like the manifestation of everything that A.C.E had been working towards and perfecting over the years. The song itself still stayed true to their roots with an energetic synth-infused chorus, but it also added really crisp choreo, unique styling, and absolutely stunning visuals from both the members and the MV itself. Siren Dawn was a breakout hit like nothing A.C.E had released before. It hit #1 on the iTunes Worldwide Albums chart, and it was the #1 album over 10 countries all around the world. It also hit number 13 in the UK, and in the US it surged all the way to number 6, a spectacular feat. A.C.E.'s latest release to follow up Higher is the repackaged album Changer Dear Eras, which featured the bright, uplifting song Changer. Sadly, both WOW and Donghoon had to enlist in their military service this past September, but I think it's clear that A.C.E are by no means going to slow down after such a meteoric rise to fame. There are so many different ways that you can look at and appreciate A.C.E.'s story thus far, and they all have value. The first big way is by appreciating just how much A.C.E really are self-made K-pop stars. Like June said, by busking on the streets of Seoul before debuting, they gained so much exposure and experience that other groups simply just don't have. Learning to perform and interact with fans on such a small person-to-person scale like that when you're busking helped A.C.E become experts at connecting with their fans and understanding how they could use their talents to build a body of work that people would have no choice but to appreciate. And let's not forget the bigger picture here too. A.C.E.'s label Beat Interactive is a small player in the industry. It was founded in 2016, just 1 year before A.C.E.'s debut, and A.C.E were the first artist on the roster. Remember what I said about their debut? It only sold 900 copies, and yet A.C.E.'s talent and uniqueness as a group continually propelled them to new heights, all the way to Siren Dawn, which sold 75,000 copies. Think about that for a second. Siren Dawn sold over 83 times more copies than their debut. To me, that is definitive proof of greatness. This 5-member group, who come from a label that doesn't nearly have the resources as a Big 4 label, has mastered their craft and drawn on their talent and experience to make it big as a boy group. Another thing that I admire so much about A.C.E is how they've become a leader in the industry by being bold and authentic to themselves and to their fans. In that same 2019 interview that I mentioned before, the boys said, "Initially our team would suggest styles for us to try, but now we've progressed to sharing our opinions more actively." That progressive push to be more involved and to embody a more androgynous image through their fashion and style in their releases has not been by accident. It's just one of many ways that they've shown support for the LGBTQ+ community, including their song Spark, which featured on the OST for the drama Light on Me. When reflecting on that song, June said, Just like how all our fans' choice are different in their own special ways, we know that there are a range of different ways to love among all kinds of people in this world, which we acknowledge and respect. As I said, A.C.E have been a trailblazer for fashion trends, and other groups have definitely taken notice. Several groups have taken inspiration from A.C.E's Siren Dawn concept, perhaps most notably with Elast's recent comeback Dark Dream, where the concept photos showed some very similar styling choices. By being fearless and authentic in their artistry, A.C.E have truly become trendsetters in recent times. And I think this is such an important thing to talk about because frankly, as a K-pop fan, it's easy to just bias the biggest groups like BTS, NCT, Blackpink, and Twice, and keep your biases to just those superstars. But by doing that, you miss so many intangibles that come with groups like A.C.E, groups whose talent and hard work is no less impressive, and groups who, in many cases like this one, are actually leading trends and evolutions in K-pop as a whole. From their humble beginnings on the streets of Hongdae, to their ever-increasing ownership of their sound and image, to their incredible success with Siren Dawn, A.C.E has proven that yes, it is possible to be true self-made K-pop stars. And not only that, but they've done it in style. So concludes our look at this amazing boy group, and I've gotta say I have so much respect for these 5 boys and how they've built themselves up since 2017. What's your favorite thing about A.C.E.'s story? As always, thank you so much for watching this deep dive, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss all the great K-pop content coming your way every single week right here at Hallyu. This has been deep dive number 77, A.C.E.